What is going on, everyone? Badger here. Should have like and sub, and let's get into this. Here we go again. Eric Kripke. When he's not telling us to F off and touch grass or thinking that half of us are evil people from World War II, he thinks sexual assault is hilarious. And this isn't even me being hyperbolic. I've read this interview. No. It's a very telling thing of how they being Kripke and his little lackeys and all the other guilty white people that work in Hollywood, how they view sexual assault when it's perpetrated against women or when it's perpetrated against men, even fictional versions of it. So here, let's get into the meat of this and give it to you raw. The Boys showrunner Eric Kripke recently shared that he found a male sexual assault that takes place in the show's most recent episode hilarious. And of course, that's during a interview with Variety, where it's a wide-ranging interview. But of course, the interviewer asked, let's start with Tech Knight, who's supposed to be their version of Batman and or Iron Man. A little more Batman in this case, even though Black Noir should have been the Batman. Let's start with Tech Knight. Sex dungeon part. Where did the idea come for it, and why bring Huey into this situation now, kicking him when he's down by having him sexually assaulted by his childhood hero after his dad has just died? Kripke responds, well, that's a dark way to look at it. We view it as hilarious. From there, Kripke explained how Tech Knight is his version of Batman. Here we go. Obviously, Tech Knight is our version of Batman, and we wanted to really play around with that trope. Batman's fascist underpinnings as a really wealthy dude who hunts poor people. I mean, that right there. Is that what Batman is? He's not a kid who saw his parents brutally murdered because of unchecked crime and then dedicated his life to stopping said crime and making sure that no child goes through that again. And so using his vast resources, he hunts criminals. Many of them are quite wealthy because of all the stealing. No, this is just a gross oversimplification. Obviously, the Batman fascist shit is really tired at this point. And in the comics these days, I think still, he didn't even have his money anymore. He's poor. So that's a stupid one too. And then profits off the incarceration. How Batman doesn't own money or stock, neither does Bruce Wayne in Blackgate Prison or Arkham Asylum or anything like that. In fact, he's the one that catches shit by dummies like you and others who say, why doesn't Batman just kill them? So that was one. Batman has no fascist underpinnings unless you're a deranged lunatic like Kripke clearly is, and think that fighting crime is somehow fascist. Nevertheless, he continues, Tech Knight was already set up to be a freak, so we were kind of already halfway there. Then the notion came up of he should have a Batcave. But let's be honest, the Batcave would be a sex dungeon. Like even the real Batcave is just this side of being a sex dungeon. It's really dark and there's rubber suits everywhere. Holy shit. Projection. I swear to God, I'm pretty kinky myself. I've literally never thought of the Batcave of being a sex dungeon. The suits are only rubber in the movies. It's not that much of a, by the way, isn't the suits latex in sex dungeons? Get it right. Jesus. It's not that much of a push to add a couple dildos and then a weird urinal that turns into a face mask. From there, he stated, and in the comics, there's a great storyline where Huey goes undercover disguised as a superhero. That was the story that Jack had always asked us to do. So part of, be careful what you ask for. So part of it is always be careful what you asked the writers for. Then we finally had this Web Weaver character, and the idea of Spider-Man going down to be kink tickled in the Batcave is just too good to pass up. Yeah, because why not fuck over Spider-Man fans too? I'm sorry, I just couldn't leave that on the table. When asked if anyone at Amazon thought Kripke was going too far, he replied, no, that was it was all pretty much as scripted. We had our poor writer's assistant do a long list of real kinks because we were looking for some. And I remember reading down the list and I'm like, what's cake farting? I think it's pretty self-explanatory. And then they explained it to me and it's a real thing. Don't look it up. It just shows how it just shows how degenerate and deranged Kripke is when he informs readers of Variety to not look it up. But according to the Daily Beast, he included it in the show and exposed it to viewers. He then concluded and doubled down that he found the whole thing hilarious. And then it seemed like it was just a real natural tie-in to bring Ashley into it because she does have some Dom sub tendencies. I love that it's just a perfect setup that he doesn't know his own safe word. It's just like a beautiful comedy setup that he's trying to find it the whole time. So funny. It's not surprising that Kripke would, and this is, of course, I think he's going to look. The point is he's intentionally doing shit because he thinks we're upset at the wrong thing, so he's trying to be edgelordy. It's not working. In fact, it's just getting people to tune out. And also him telling us to F off and touch grass and calling us all Yahtzees. That helped. But yeah, the point of this is, though, if this had been a female character that had been sexually assaulted and he just, oh, I just found it hilarious that she was sexually assaulted after her father died, even though it's a fictional character, that idea that is a story element is something he finds funny is just creepy. And it speaks to exactly the kind of person he is, kind of person he thinks we are. Oh, the irony. Anyway, let me know what you think of this. Be sure to like, share, and sub. If you have done that, thank you. If you're going to do that, thank you. And
well, bye.